depicted in the following are completely true. Readers may or may not need a box of Kleenex handy. Now to the story surrounding the solitary, spicy pickled chip, memorialized externally in art.
The day had been eventful, yet survivable. My youngest child had squired me to a facility where I was stabbed twice, and at least 50 gallons of my essential fluids were drained from my veins. As I was instructed to fast before the carnage, there was no small indication of the inevitability, the cold hand of death sweeping over my existence immediately after the extraction was completed. Mostly dead, but not completely. I mumbled that I needed my daughter to come in bearing the confections that I had very sensibly procured and left in her care. My own Miracle Max moment was delivered via chocolate-covered peanut butter. I rose from my gurney, and then they shot pulses through my body with a slime-covered device to prove that I had a heart. According to their machinery, I do, but I was not entirely convinced. What occurred after, it is proof positive of the organ at the very least. As stated before, I had not eaten anything of substance for many hours before the ritual sacrifice of my fluids, 16 hours to be precise. I turned to my child, one of the lights of my life, and say, "I'm hungry. Want to get something to eat?" To which this brilliant and admirable creature replied, "Yep," as she whipped out her cellular device and her vehicle in order to use the app and pick up the order rather than go into the shop. I was very clear in my wishes for the meal. A Sammy, a bag of chips, and a soda. This was my order, the one that was put into the app. Her order was a Sammy for herself and one for her partner. It is very important that the readers pay close attention to these orders. Sammy, bag of chips, and soda for the woman who had just had the 50 gallons of blood extracted, 2 Sammys for the lovely and loving daughter who delivered her like a sacrificial lamb to said appointment. After driving to a small city lake to admire the geese and spot a purveyor of weeds through the window, I did not indulge but probably should have. We drove to the shop from whence the Sammys had been ordered. All was well, I thought to myself, as my daughter, again one of the absolute lights in my life, exited the vehicle to enter the shop and obtain our order. Glorious and sweet, I mused as I witnessed her shoving open the door. When I saw her thrust the door open again, however, I sat up a bit. Something was amiss. She was too excited for some reason. There was an impish grin plastered all over her face. Immediately I knew that something was afoot, yet I did not know what it could be. Then she held up my bag of chips triumphantly. Why is my child, the fruit of my loins, so excited about my chips? Was the question that naturally wound its way through my thoughts. Those chips are no business of hers, I thought. She's delighted because she stumbled upon a particular favorite of mine. And the notion of giving her dear mother something that she loves is overwhelming this perfect child. Yes, that must be it. She is generous to a fault, that one. Anything to bring a smile to those she loves flashed across my mind as I smiled softly and with considerable pride. She flung the door of her vehicle open and declared, "Spicy pickled chips," with a giggle. In my naivete, I thought, well, okay, sounds good. Then she ripped the bag open and giggled. In that moment frozen forever in time, truth was revealed to me. The heart that I doubted existed before began to pound. In a flash, I came to understand that my chips, the ones that I had ordered, paid for, wanted, probably deserved on some cosmic level due to the bloodletting, were no longer mine. "Want one?" she said devilishly as she passed a solitary yet glorious kettle-styled spicy pickle chip to her mother. That is correct, he's, she's, thems, and theys. I was allowed to possess one chip. The afternoon light was streaming through the windshield as I carefully placed said chip on my knee, looked out upon the store window, which had posters advertising more chips that were available just inside, by the way, and with the reverence due the occasion, reached down, delicately grasped the crispy and well-seasoned treat between my finger and thumb, and delivered said solitary chip, the only chip that I would know that day, into my mouth. It was a good chip. A chip gone too soon. I could hear my heart will go on faintly in my mind. Poignant is no doubt the best descriptor of the experience. She enjoyed the whole bag. It's probably for the best that she took the bulk and only let me have one. I was too physically weak from the happenings of the day earlier to eat a bag of chips with my Sammy. I'm confident that her spirit of self-sacrifice was the genesis of the theft. Deliverance from the rest of my chips, I thought, as a tear formed in my eye. God, I love this kid.